Good morning. Thank you, Torah, to any time for bringing us Torah to any time, any place, anywhere, to anyone. Press the like button. Ring the bell. Subscribe. Subscribe is very important. You don't realize how important subscribing is. It's a big zach. Comments. You know what? What would life be without comments? Like it. Like it on your... I don't know whatever you're supposed to like it on. But like it. Anyway, let's understand something. We have a very big problem this year. We have a very big problem. You know, the Gemara says, it's talking about how we go into the din of Rosh Hashana. Rosh Hashana is like is it really a din? Yom Kippur is a din. Rosh Hashana is not really din. Rosh Hashana is Yom Teruah. Right? It's Yom Teruah. Because we have Malchios, Zichronos, and Shofros. 3 parts. Malchios, Hashem says, make me the Melech, make me the king of the world again. If you can't do that, you can't be part of this world. Zichronos, remember all the things. Shofros and Uva. The Gemara says, Uva meh. How do you make Hashem the king? With a shofar. Blowing the shofar. So how are we going to get our din? How are we going to get our good year? How are we going to get our good year? By what? By blowing the shofar. No, not that too. By blowing the shofar, it says. So we got a problem. Because the Gemara says, any year, Kol Shana She'ein Toikin B'tchilasa, any year that you do not blow the Tekiah at the beginning of the year of Rosh Hashana, Marian law, like a Teruah, but Marian, it's a play on words. What is Ra? Bad. So Marian, it will be bad for that person. B'seifa, at the end. So normally we would blow on Shabbos. But why don't we blow?
It's Muktza.
Why is it Muktza? It's Muktza, it's true. Why is it Muktza? Because you might come to carry it outside of the Eruv. And if you did that, you did an Aveira. So it's like you did the mitzvah it's by doing an Aveira. Huh? Good question, because there's some places that they won't. And since everyone, how can we not have shofar? So slip it in, we'll do some kind of shtick, whatever it is, and we'll do it. For Rabbi Yitzchok, it's a problem. Because this year, we don't have Tekiah on the beginning of the year on Rosh Hashana. So that means Beria Labas Saifa. It's going to be very bad at the end of the year. Not. Why not? Why not? Because you have Sunday? No. They made a takana that we should have a second day. Even in Eretz Yisrael, there's a second day. It's a whole long explanation as to why. It's very interesting. However, gentlemen, the problem is that what happened before they made that takana? Still the same problem. You didn't have the shofar on Shabbos. So you'll say, well, they had it in the base of Mikdash or whatever, but everywhere else we didn't have it, and we didn't hear Tekiah shofar. If we don't hear the Tekiah shofar, it says what it say. If you didn't blow at the beginnings of Maria and Labas Saifa. So Tosofos brings from the Baal Halachos Gedolos, he says, it's not talking about a year that you had Shabbos. He says it's something else happened. He says, Lav de ikla b'shabsa ela dis yalad oinsa. He says an oinus happened. Some kind of a mishap happened, the shofar broke or whatever, you lost it. I don't know, could be someone stole it. Happens. However, so what is pshat if Rosh Hashana comes out on Shabbos, so we don't have the shofar? What is it that then helps us? You didn't blow the shofar. If you didn't blow the shofar, what do you mean? No, it's not talking about this big problem that if you didn't blow on Rosh Hashana at the beginning of the year, you're going to have a bad year. Marian, like Teruah, but Ra is bad. So what is pshat in that? Anybody have an idea? Well, I'll share with you a couple thoughts. People talk about this question because it's a pretty basic question, right? All right, so one thought is that what are we afraid of? We're afraid that a person might carry, right? Do you realize how difficult it is to be over the Aveira of Hotzaah on Shabbos? Do you realize? What do you have to do to be over the Aveira? You can't just carry. Because every time you take a step, you did an akira by picking up your foot, and a hanacha right there, but it's less than daled amas. And the Isser is carrying it, daled amas, number one, birshus harabim. It's not easy to find rishus harabims. The worst you're going to come to most of the time is a carmelis. It's not a rishus harabim, it's not a rishus yachid, some kind of a in between. It's not a private domain, it's not a public domain, it's not that complicated. What's a carmelis? Yeah, we'll get into that maybe another time, but carmelis is that it's not as many people traveling in that area. It's not a Rosh Hashanah that there's 600,000 people in that space. Do we have anywhere that we know of around here that's got 600,000 people traveling on it every day? Shvach. So you don't have really a Rosh Hashanah. There's a certain width, okay, but still, big wide road, but you still don't have that many people. Maybe a highway, certain highways you could say are Rosh Hashanah. Huh? I-95, okay. But Rabbi says it's pretty unusual that we're going to have our thing. We're going to go running between the cars and try to go through Rosh Hashanah. So it's really a shtickle unusual. So it says, so to be over the Aveira is pretty difficult. So you know what you'll have had to do? You'll have had to pick this up and literally jump 8 feet. Just a jump in Rosh Hashanah in order to have been over that Aveira. It's kind of a little bit unusual. And still, we'd rather chance not having a good year, and we're going to have it bad because we wouldn't carry on Shabbos, or we wouldn't have the shofar that maybe someone might need to carry, and they might be in Rosh Hashanah, and they might jump 8 feet in one jump. I don't know if there was anybody here who could jump 8 feet straight like that, maybe with a running jump or whatever. But you know what I mean? So I don't know. It's like such a far-fetched thing, but still, we're that careful because we don't want to do an Aveira of Chilul Shabbos. So the Malach, the Satan, sees that and says, what can I say against the Jews? I can say anything bad against them. Look how careful they are about Shabbos. That's how close they are to Shabbos, and that's how worried they are. That's it. I have nothing to say. My case is rests, right? I have nothing to say. That's one pshat. Gentlemen, really something to think about. How careful we are, how worried we are about this year, Shabbos, that we're willing to give up having maybe a great year, supposedly in theory. That's how worried we are that we make this takana. That there's a lot of different, I guess you could say, little different approaches to this. But basically, same idea. It's a very similar idea. That we want to make sure that another pshat is that the mitzvah of kavod Shabbos is so great. It's such a great kavod. Forget about the Satan. We have such a huge mitzvah on our side that we're so careful about Shabbos. Hashem says, what a great people. But Rabbi Isai, it's really something to think about on this year, on Rosh Hashana, when we're not going to have Tekiah Shofar. You have to think to yourself, you know why we're not doing Tekiah Shofar? Not stop. No Shofar. No. Hashem, you're our Melech. You gave us a command not to carry on Shabbos. Be careful about Shabbos. That's the ultimate making Hashem a Melech. You're making Hashem such a king. The king says, don't break Shabbos. And we're so worried about it. That's the ultimate in making Hashem a Melech. And the whole idea, concept is, blow the shofar, Kadesh Tamlichuni Aleichem. And Hashem says, don't blow, don't carry. We go, listen, Hashem, it's a new way of making you melech. By reminding ourselves how careful Shabbos is. So this year, the best thing we could do, since we don't have the shofar to blow on Shabbos, is being very careful about Shabbos. Because we're showing Hashem, you are our king. We're connected with you through Shabbos. You rested on Shabbos, we rested on Shabbos. That was the melech. So that's the way we're going to make Hashem king this year. Wish everybody ksiv v'chsiv.